I'm Dr. Dan. Been doing IT for 30 years. I got my doctorate, a DMIST, Doctorate of Management, specializing in information systems and technology. Just felt like a really good fit because it's what I've been doing for so long. I started back in 2010. Throughout my process, I did classes even while I was out in Afghanistan for 14 months. That's where it comes from. My background, I've been in IT since late 90s. As a kid, I actually played around with computers. I was programming at a very young age. Commodore 64s, Apple IICs, like those were the computers back in the day. And that's kind of what I learned from, and I really enjoyed it. I didn't think there was a career for it, so I went to do other things, and somehow eventually I came back to it. You know, I started by doing, like in the late 90s, basic web design. I didn't understand how web pages worked, so I figured it out. The amazing part at that time was that anybody in the world can access that information. If you remember back in the 90s before the dot-com bubble burst, just that technology alone was just game-changing. That's where I really got my start. You know, I started moving around. A buddy of mine brought me into one of the federal agencies to help various things, and I really started learning programming at a totally different level now. I got thrown into doing things with Perl scripts and Java and like all these things I never did before, but I had to like hunker down and just figure it out because there was nobody really to teach me how to do these things. Yeah, I could go to school for it, but you know, I was thrown into the fire, like figure this out. And so that's basically what I ended up having to do. And it just went from there. Later down the road, you know, I've been doing IT since way before cybersecurity was even a term. You know, cybersecurity in terms of the practices that are involved have never really changed that much. Even before it was termed cybersecurity, protecting systems was the same methodology. So it was a natural progression for my career and ended up having started KINTEK.